It's the radio guy, Mike Prince. Welcome to another episode of the Mike Prince Show. Of course, our mission is to bring you some news you could use. Today will be no exception to the rule. Follow me on Twitter at the Mike Prince Show. The YouTube channel is the Open Mic Broadcast Network. And don't forget, you can always visit the website at obnradio.com. And without any further delay, let us jump right into today's episode. Well, the obvious elephant in the room is the latest that's going on in the NFL. And although we do not dedicate this programming to professional ranks on the majority of the time that we produce our shows, we will have to address that, but a little bit later on throughout the show. How about that? With that being said, there is a lot going on within the Southwestern Athletic Conference. The Southern Jaguars have made a move getting rid of their defensive end and special teams coach after the loss to the Texas Southern Tigers over the weekend. Now, many of you heard me when I said at the beginning of the season that Coach Rollins, from the tea leaves that I was reading, was entering this season on the hot seat. Some of you agreed, some of you disagreed. And the reason that we were saying such is because the talent that was left in the cupboard was obviously there for the Southern Jags. And the fact that he was given an interim tag was an indication of a couple of things. If we really look at this through the logical eyes and not the home team eyes, or even as some people may think, in haters' eyes. You're given an interim tag because obviously Athletic Director Roman Banks did not believe in Rollins we trust, which is why you would give. I know it was late in the season, and when Odoms took flight to Norfolk, but it is what it is. So you go in, and if the proof is not being shown that the seat is hot, if not to a mild boil at this point, it's the only reason that you get rid of coaches mid-season, because the signing on the wall is you better do something or you're next. So as a result, you have what you have. And we'll see how the Jags rebound. As we mentioned, they'll be taking on University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff this week on the road. Devastating loss, but we'll see if they can rebound. As we mentioned, there's a lot of talent there. They had made some coaching changes. I'm sorry, not coaching changes, but quarterback changes, just like everybody else has. So the wheels keep right on spinning, and we'll see how all of this unfolds. Meanwhile, there is something new that is somewhat coming back. We'll talk about that in a little bit more detail when we return. You listen to the Mike Prince Show. Keep it right where you got it. We'll be right back. Reflections Paint and Auto Body Shop, located in Waller, Texas, is ready to restore the beauty of your automobile. Whether it's a small dent or a major accident, if your vehicle needs auto body repair, check out Reflections Paint and Body Shop. All repairs are completed by highly skilled and trained professionals. They are located at 2910 Waller Street in Waller, Texas. And just in case you can't get it in to them, they provide towing services. Call them today, 936-931-5780. That number again, 936-931-5780. Brazos Valley Schools Credit Union has 13 different locations to better serve you. Locations in Rosenberg, Missouri City, Katy, College Station, Bryan, Brenham, and Waller, Texas. For more information, you can contact them on their toll-free number, 855-391-2149. Or you can send an email to information@bvscu.org. Hey, it's that time of year again where you can win up to $2,500 in prize money by supporting Prairie View Athletics at the same time. All you have to do is register for the Prairie View Athletic Club annual raffle ticket prize giveaway. Simply dial 936-857-5817. $1,000 first prize, $750 second prize, third prize is $500, and fourth prize is $250. Call and register today, 936-857-5817. Prairie View Athletic Club, proudly serving Prairie View Athletics since 1986. That number again, 936-857-5817. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Mike Prince Show. Come to you each and every day right here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. As we were mentioning toward the end of the last segment, there is the return of something that has made the SWAC the SWAC. And that is the return of a little smack talk. Now, we know that smack talking is a cultural thing. It's a cultural thing. And you talk smack when you're amongst your boys. You talk smack when you're competing and you just say, you can't hold me, can't nobody hold me, just go and do what you do. And if you remember the SWAC of old, there was no shortage in the, as we say, the pageantry of smack talking. And we all know that Coach Connell Maynard is very good at that. And with his Ric Flair woos, you know, it's fun. It's part of it. But after the fact that brother Deion Sanders laid the 61-15, let's say, corrective measurements against Alabama A&M, it is no secret that he sent a scooter and the scooter was pink, which could have gone many different levels, but we'll leave that one alone. And even tweeted, said, I only gave you what you asked for. Now, it's going to be very, very interesting to see how the rest of this goes. I personally kind of enjoy it because that's what makes the SWAC, right? That's what makes HBCUs HBCUs. Can't nobody do it like we do it. Let's just put it like that. Let's just be honest about it. And I understand it's the new millennial and you can't say some of the things that you used to say back in my day, but it does bring back a little of that nostalgia of what it used to be like before we got incorporated. I guess that's what we could say. I don't know. But maybe you understand what I'm trying to say. It's okay to be you. It's okay to have fun. It's okay to be in the moment of things. It's okay to let your hair down as long as no one is getting hurt behind it. A little smack talk, and anybody that competes in anything, you're going to talk a little smack every now and then because that's just what it is. Now, what's been real interesting, Jackson State will take on Alabama State this week. And if you recall, Coach Donald Ely, after beating Jackson State, referred to that he wanted his shoe back. Now, you could read in between the lines on that if you want. The funny part about all of this is Jackson State being in the driver's seat of the East when they face up with Jackson and Alabama State this week. If Jackson is able to prevail, who knows what Coach Sanders is going to say or do next. Kind of interesting to see what's going to be. A lot more football to be played out on the field this weekend. Of course, the matchups have been laid out and set. Coach Van Pettaway and I will be doing our picks this week to see who we think will be the last man standing throughout the course. Not a lot of games this week, in particular from the MEAC, but we're going to go through and do what we need to do. Very, very exciting things and interesting things developing throughout the Southwestern Athletic Conference. Do you like the smack talk? Do you think it's good that the smack talk is returning? Do you miss the days of the smack talk? It's kind of part of our legacy, part of our DNA, smack talking. I've never was much of a smack talker, but it didn't bother me one way or the other. You shut them up with outperforming them on the field and pointing at the scoreboard at the end of the day. But it's always good to set the atmosphere. That's just the way I look at it. Love to hear how you guys think about it and what you feel about it. The message line, of course, is 713-570-6736. I'm going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to address this elephant in the room that's going on in the world of the NFL. You listen to the Mike Prince Show. Hope you like what you're hearing so far. If you do, why don't you subscribe to our YouTube channel? Click that like button. Keep us encouraged. Keep us moving on, if you don't mind. I'm going to take a break, and we'll be right back. You're listening to The Mike Prince Show right here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. The Open Mic Broadcast Network would like to take this time to recognize its sponsors and underwriters: Attorney Lee Van Richardson, Brazos Valley Schools Credit Union, Prairie View Athletic Club, Temple of Refuge Ministries, Reflections Paint and Body Shop, Helping Hands Lawn Service, the Hotline Press newspaper of Hempstead, Texas, Diva Skin Conditioner, Purple Drip Daiquiri and Grill. For more information on how you can become an underwriter or a sponsor here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network, our number to call is 832-213-8824. Serving the community through faith and athletics. The Open Mic Broadcast Network, Prairie View, Texas. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Mike Prince Show right here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network, where it's our daily mission to try to bring you some news that you could use. Follow me on Twitter at the Mike Prince Show. Well, we know it's been a lot going on throughout the course of football. Big game on last night. Ravens with their big comeback win over the Colts. Colts let me down, I being a big Pittsburgh Steelers fan. And with that being said, we knew that the rumors and information have been leaking out about the latest on Jon Gruden and his statements made by way of email, and how this one thing has turned into a huge storyline. And before I say what I need to say or desire to say, I first let it be known I have not a dog in this race when it comes to the Raiders, Jon Gruden. I'm not a Jon Gruden fan one way or the other. I could take him or leave him. Really didn't matter to me. I've always thought that Jon Gruden was a guy who took a very great team that Tony Dungy built and had set to win the Super Bowl, and he came in and got his credit, and he did what he did, and it is what it is, and the rest goes on. Dungy was able to redeem himself in Indianapolis, and the rest is history. Okay? And we all know that there are things that are said privately and publicly, and things that all of us, and when I say all of us, including myself, have said that when you are within your crew, if you would, you can say if you're over the microphone, on the television, but you have your crew. Now, in that form in which you discuss with your crew, you know, whether it be email, text, phone conversation, or in person, there are certain things where you feel comfortable on, that you'll say, don't bat an eye at saying it, whether it was intentional or not intentional. You said what you said, and it is what it is. But if there was a problem that I have with Jon Gruden, the fact that you say what you say and you believe what you believe, that's entirely up to you. But don't try to cover it up with things that say, like, I don't have a racist bone in my body, and I'm not a racist, and this, that, and the other. Because if the truth be told, from top to bottom, from sea to shiny sea, all of us have some prejudice in us. Now, you might choose the word racist or whatever you want to throw in there, but we all have something that chafes us, that we agree to disagree with in public opinion. Doesn't make you a good person or a bad person. It's just a person with that particular thought pattern or belief, and it is what it is. But don't try to mask it up as if to defend yourself. Own up to who you are, what you say you are, and be done with it. But here's another thing of interest, at least to me. Out of 650,000 pieces of emails that were investigated and gone through, you can't get me to believe that there is only one incident from this individual within that entire organization that was misappropriate or can't and will not buy that. I won't buy that. It does not make it excusable or acceptable in the case of what Gruden has said. But it's a prime example of, you think you're bigger than what you actually are, and someone has to be the fall guy. When you look and line up how all this stuff is worked out and coming out, do you really think they're going to come at an NFL owner? The NFL owners are untouchable. Now, I could make this a big old political fiasco, and I choose to take the high road on today's topic. But when you really look at it, in the case of the Washington program, can't really say of the Raiders, or can you? I don't know. Really, like I say, I don't really care one way or the other. But I can remember the Cincinnati Reds forcing their owner, or the MLB forcing the owner of the Cincinnati Reds, Marge Schott, that she had to sell. The NBA forced the Los Angeles Clippers to sell. And you can show and flex. And when you look at Snyder and the questions that, of course, he got off unscathed after the investigation that ended a couple of months ago. Kraft, the owner of the Patriots, and his paper trail. And let's just say most of the NFL owners got some things that they have done or said that are not highly favorable, but have been able to be swept under the rug. Somebody had to fall. And Gruden was the sacrificial lamb. And once again, go back and really listen to what he said. Listen to what he said. Listen to who he was talking to. And you know we're like puppeteers and copycats. Wasn't the first time that he had those conversations, but he just had them at the wrong place at the wrong time. And for the NFL to release what they release, how they release, and do what needs to be done, this leads me to believe that there are some deeper depths that we have yet to discover. But we'll see how it all unfolds and keep a close, watchful eye on it. I would love to hear your take on the latest developments from the NFL. And hopefully they can finally come to grips that no matter how fast you run, how strong you may be, people are going to say how they really feel when they feel comfortable around their inner circles. And should we be surprised? We say we want people to keep it real with us, keep it 100 with us. But when we hear the truth as we see it, we're offended, we're appalled. And I challenge any one of you that is still listening to me at this stage, if you're not guilty, maybe not as harsh, but along the same lines of saying some of the same things, if not similar. It's just, we're in a different time now. And you have to be mindful. Whether it was 10 years ago, 10 days ago, 10 minutes ago, people are watching. People are listening. And they're really waiting for those aha moments. And this is definitely one of those times. I am going to exit stage left. I want to thank you all so much for joining in with us on today. Hopefully we can get back to letting the main thing be the main thing. And that's talking about the world of athletics. I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince, reminding you to follow me on Twitter at The Mike Prince Show. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Hit the notification button. And if it's pleasing to you, give us a thumbs up. If not, give us a thumbs down. The choice is yours. Until the next time, you guys be blessed, and we'll see you on the other side.